Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about something very I wouldn't say like picky, but something just to educate anyone who is trans and just like barely is coming out and they want to learn and know something new. Also for anyone who else is curious on how I come out with guys who don't know that I am trans. Well, here is this video and I'm giving you those details. So yeah, keep on watching. Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about something that I have been wanting to talk for a while now, but I have not been able to know how to put everything in place to make sure everything made sense and I wasn't going to be misunderstood or I don't know, just I didn't want to be misunderstood. I wanted to be this as understanding as much as possible. So we're gonna start off with a little bit how like I kind of started transitioning and like what I did towards like everything when I would come out to someone who didn't know I was transgender. So for those who know me personally, know that I have been on hormones for almost 2 years now. Well, that I have been transitioning for almost 2 years. So around that time when I was coming out, I didn't do any dating. I didn't talk to any guys. I didn't talk to anyone. You know, all I was focused about was myself and reaching where I wanted to be in life and just being successful basically. So during this time, things developed more. I grew curious. I grew to be a girl. I wanted the attention that, you know, a girl who was in high school or elementary or even in middle school, the attention they would get. I wanted that. So I went on dating apps. I went on a dating app called Badoo. And on this dating app, no one knew I was transgender. I didn't have it written down in my bio. I didn't do anything with it. Just, you know, plain old me with my name and a little bit about me and some freaking pussy sending ass pictures. That was it. During this process, I had a friend who is transgender as well, and she had told me that it's better to tell someone before you meet them, just because things can go sideways. It can go, you know, both ways, you know. So it was just like I was rebellious. I wanted the thrill. I wanted to see what like she meant. I wanted to feel, you know, the stories that I would see on YouTube. I wanted that. I wanted the action. So that's what I did. I went on a, not on a date, but I went to hang out with some guy. And I did not meet him on Badoo though. This was a guy that I met through Facebook and I actually made a story time about this. Like I think it was a year ago, I think. And I'll go ahead and leave the link to that video so you guys can watch it. He didn't know I was transgender, so he was shook, you know. I told him in person and that shit was so scary. Like I told him in person instead of having to wait to go home and tell him then. But I told him like straight up there, like it was just really crazy. So he was the first guy that I had to tell that I was trans in person. Other than that, other guys that I have talked to through the internet, I had told them beforehand and they were either okay with it or they were just like, oh no, that's not my cup of tea, whatever, etc. I completely understand. I'm not going to rush anyone or push anyone to be attracted to me. Not be attracted to me, because obviously they were attracted to me if they were talking to me, but I mean like liking me or, you know, going out on dates or whatever. Like that's not my agenda. I'm not here to push you to be a man. I'm not. That's your job, sweetie. So basically this guy freaked out. Well, he didn't freak out, he was just like shook. And then after that, like everyone else, you know, they were just, I had this guy who was into me and, you know, things were going great, but you know, sometimes things don't work out, so you know, that's okay. I didn't like think of it too much, I guess. And then after that situation, I just wanted to tell everyone before I met them that I was trans. So that's how I would do it. I would talk to them. I would let them get to know me just a while, just a little bit. And then I would finally tell them that I was transgender. And like I said, I had good response and I had bad response. But I have never been disrespected to the point where they were telling me, oh, well, you're a dude, or, you know, things like that. I have never been disrespected in any way like that. Most guys who I have talked to, and they told me that they were not looking for that, they would actually tell me that, you know, that I was very beautiful, but that was not what they were looking for. And I completely understand, like I said. So, you know, it didn't bother me too much. Yeah, it was a little upsetting and sad, but you know, whatever. I move on. I grew. I'm here now, obviously. So after that had happened, and a year passed by, and then I met some guy through the internet as well, through my Snapchat, and everyone knows how that story goes. I did a video actually about him. Ever since that happened, you know, that I for that full year I just been telling everyone that I was trans before I had met them. Obviously I would write like little mini paragraphs, and I would tell them like, you know, who I was and who I was as a person and etc. And I would explain things to them. I wouldn't just like blur it out and be like, oh yeah, I'm a tranny. No, that's not how it works. I don't want to be unsentimental. Is that even a word? If it is, let me know. I don't know, but you know, I'm stupid sometimes. So yeah, I had told that guy, and you know, yeah, like I said, things don't work out always, and that's totally fine. It's understanding. I understand. This past year though, this new year coming, I have changed a lot. I had deleted my Facebook, and I've been off of Facebook for 3 months now. I post more on my Instagram, more on my Snapchats and stuff like that, because I am trying to grow as an influencer. Also here on my YouTube channel, I have gotten way more productive with it. You know, I filmed 2 videos last weekend, and you know, I edited them, but like I said, I'm having that issue with YouTube not letting me upload it, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, like I've done a lot of growing from everything that I have learned from the past, and from the things that I have gone through, and the things that, you know, I had to learn one way or another. So this year, how I started doing things was that I wasn't going to tell anyone that I was trans until they had met me. For some people, they might think that this is kind of a bad thing just because, you know, it's like me taking advantage of a guy, but it's not really that way, just because I go out with a guy and they meet me for me, not because of my label, because or anything else. They meet me of who I am as a person. So they get to know me, things go good or whatever. You know, so I don't take advantage of the situation of them not knowing who I am. So, you know, I have been with guys who didn't know I was transgender, and they had tried to kiss me, but that's when I felt guilty for not telling them who I was. And that's when I felt like I was taking advantage of the situation. So I actually would push away and look the other way. Most of the guys literally thought that I was just not into them, which was not it. It was not that. It was just, I'm transgender, so they didn't know. So there was these 2 guys that I had gone on a date with. One of them, my friend knows like about him, about both of them. We're gonna name him Mike. We're gonna name him Mike. So Mike had taken me out to eat Buffalo Wild Wings here, and I live in Taylorsville, but he had taken me all the way in Thanksgiving Point, so around Lehigh. That's like 35 minutes away from where I live. And, you know, he dropped the bomb where he was telling me that we were going to eat with his friends. So I was like under the impression it was just going to be me and him, but, you know, and his other friend, which was just us 3. And I was just like, oh my God, like they're looking for a 3-way. This is not my agenda. This is not my cup of tea, sis. So yeah, but it didn't end up being like that. It was just really intense because, you know, if you look me up on Google, like you search my name and my YouTube comes up, my videos come up, my Instagram pops off, everything that on my social media that I have linked comes up. And, you know, sometimes I post on Snapchat and I do the hashtag transgender, hashtag LGBT, things that I am proud of to be, because I am proud to be a transgender woman. So at this point, we get there, he tells me that another friend of his was coming and that he was being deployed back to China or whatever. And I was just like, oh my God. At this point, I had regretted not telling him, just because, like I said, you know, you look me up and you find me right away. Like there's no hiding, sis. And, you know, I was scared that one of them would have recognized me or seen me off for someone else's social media or anything. You know, the guy who came, he had came with his girlfriend, I think. I don't know. He was telling me that they weren't together, but it seemed like they were together. So whatever. But yeah, we're eating, and I kept it cool. You know, I kept eating, I kept talking, I kept having conversations. We were being funny. We were talking about like our worst dates and etc. and etc. Things were going pretty good. You know, there was a moment where like I got a little cold and he like hugged me and he like put his arm around me and like, you know, tried to warm me up. And I was just like, please don't do that. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Obviously, I wasn't about to blur it out and be like, hey, I'm a fucking tranny. Hi. Yeah, we exist. So yeah, so that was not the point of me, you know, coming out as transgender to a total stranger that I have only known for like a day and a couple of hours from that day as well. So yeah, he was a gentleman, you know, like he, you know, he opened the door for me. He took me out to he paid everything when he dropped me off. When we were driving back home, the conversation kind of got a little dry. His friend had showed him something on his phone. And like when he had shown him on his phone, I was like tripping the fuck out because I was like, oh my God, he fucking knows. He's telling him right now. And Mike goes, oh yeah, I know. And I was just like, hi, like, sis, hi. So, you know, I was being paranoid. It wasn't about that. He didn't know, but still I was really freaked out, you know, like the whole time, like they were all like doing things that you would do when you're hanging out with regular friends, like oh let's see your old pictures, let's see your baby pictures, and like that's all they were showing. And I'm just like, bitch, you do not want to see my fucking before pictures, bitch. Like, I'm a woman. So yeah, like it got really crazy that night. Like not crazy in a way where like verbally or anything like that. Just got crazy because, you know, he had no fucking idea. And I felt so horrible not telling him before, but at the same time, like I was just tired of people judging me off of my label instead of judging me off of who I am as a person. So, you know, my friend actually told me like either way, like they should love me for me because that's a part of me. And I understand that's true. But I also want people to know me for me, not because of what my label says or whatever, you know? So he had dropped me off home. And by this moment, he was going to get off of the car and he was going to give me a hug. I know how it would have gone. Trust me, I put this on everything. Like, he took his seatbelt off and he was opening his door. And I was like, okay, I got to go now. Good night. Like, literally. Because I knew if he would have gone out of the car, he would have kissed me. And the situation would have been just worse, you know? So I ended up texting him the day after we hung out. I obviously thanked him for everything and blah, blah, etc. And I had wrote him something and I had told him on Snapchat, I was like, hey, I have something to tell you. I need you to be open-minded and understand why I didn't tell you before. And that's when I finally started telling him a little bit. Like I was born male. You know, I started transitioning at this age and I know that I should have told you sooner, but I wanted you to do your judgment off of who I am as a person, not of what my label says. I understand this is kind of difficult to process, and I completely understand that if you don't want to talk to me anymore or anything like that. But yeah, he left me on scene and he never answered back. He still had me on Snapchat a couple days later, but I wasn't about to kiss ass and be like, oh my God, please text me back. I miss you. Bitch, I'm not that girl. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you don't like me for me, that's your own issue. I have no problem moving on to the next. Like, thank you, sis. Next. So, yeah, like a couple of days had passed by, and then on Snapchat, I had posted this video like a year ago, and it was like to a song by Miley Cyrus, like You Might Think I'm Crazy or something like that. And I did that video with me rolling my eyes, and I was like, this is my reaction when I tell someone I am trans. Well, no, that's their reaction that's the way people see me when I'm telling someone I'm trans, because, you know, you might think I'm crazy. You might think I'm crazy. So yeah, it was a funny video. And again, like I had everyone shooketh on my Snapchat because like, I have had people add me and they didn't know who I was. And they were like, wait, you're trans? I'm like, wait, yes, that's what my video said. So he had screenshotted the video. And, you know, after that, a day after, he had like deleted me off Snapchat. He didn't block me, he just deleted me from Snapchat. And I was like, okay. You know, I didn't even message him to ask him why. I was just whatever. He's probably over here with his fucking dumbass friends. He's 20. So, you know how immature guys can be sometimes. And, you know, so he's probably with his friends like, he, like, that's a dude. Like, he, bitch, you wanted me. So what's up? So yeah, just whatever, you know. Second guy that I had gone out with, This was a couple weeks ago, and I had been preparing myself for this. You know, he didn't know I was trans either. We went to his house and we hung out. We watched a movie. He fed me. He was drinking a little bit. Honestly, like I didn't even judge him off of his like what he like. Dude, he picked me up being drunk. He was tipsy when he had picked me up. Imagine that fucking shit. I didn't even judge him. I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, it's okay. Thank you for telling me the truth. That was it. And you know, like I was debating about going to his house because I was like, well, he doesn't know I'm trans. He's drunk. He's tipsy. You know what that means. Says Netflix and chill. You know what that means. And then he's drunk. O sea, si no sabes, te pasas de pendeja, eh? So, yeah. Anyways, we were not cuddling for like the first movie that we watched. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I love cuddling, and like cuddling leads from one thing to another. I've been there, done that. I know. So I did not cuddle next to him. I didn't do anything to give him a sign to pervert, like to kiss me or anything. Finally, we were watching the second movie. And we had gone out to eat betos, and we came back to his house to watch another movie. We were watching it. He was like, okay, but if we're gonna watch it, like we have to cuddle because I cannot resist anymore not cuddling you. I was just like, Tim, stop. Don't talk to me like that. You're making me blush. So, anyways, yeah, he kept trying to kiss me all fucking night. That's all I gotta say, and I kept looking away. I did not take advantage of the situation. I didn't do anything. And, you know, finally when it came down to it, he's like, and he was trying to kiss me again. He's like, yeah, I get it. I wouldn't kiss anyone who did. Like, he didn't shave, so he was like talking shit about himself, basically. I'm like, that's not it. And then finally, like, we were just, he, like, gave me a little peck, but then, like, I turned around again. He's like, he was so, like, sad. He was like, what is going on? Like, I find you attractive. Why aren't you kissing me? And I'm like, oh, my God, por favor, para. Like, I'm innocent. You know, I'm innocent. So, yeah, it was amazing. Like, the whole thing was amazing. You know, he was like getting turned on, and just imagine this shit, dude. He could have taken advantage of that and actually just started like pushing himself onto me. He didn't. I had so much respect for him. I felt comfortable, and I told him there and then. And honestly, I was just like, I cannot fucking wait. I cannot wait until tomorrow. I cannot wait. I have to tell you now. I told him in a way that I could make him understand the best way possible. He was 22, and I was so confused by the situation because, like, you know, after that, he's like, okay, can I take you home? And he was like, thank you for telling me. I was confused by the situation because after I had told him, he had kissed me. And I couldn't kiss him back because I just felt so guilty. Like, I felt something wrong, and I just couldn't kiss him back, so he kissed me. And when we were leaving, like, we hugged for, like, a while. Like, we hugged for a long time. And then, we were driving back, you know, it was okay, and he was a gentleman too. He came and opened my door, and we got off the car, and he hugged me again, and like we stayed hugging for like a while. And I finally told him, like, I understand what this means, and I understand what you want. If whatever you want to do next, I respect it. This always goes three ways, you know, the three ways that it goes when you're telling someone you're trans. It goes, they want to experiment with you. So you're a fucking fetish. They want to fucking experiment with you. Bitch, you're not experimenting with me. I'm a fucking human being. 2, they fucking take their times and they do want to get to know you. 3, you get unfriended, get blocked, or anything like that. That's what happens. I had told him that, like, this goes 3 ways, and I am okay with 2 ways going it. Other than that, I'm not okay with the third one. Being, you know, experiment. I'm not going to be your fucking experiment. Yeah, so I just basically told him the same thing. I'm like, I wanted you to judge me off of who I am as a person, not because of my label. I said goodnight, and I got home inside, and I started to cry, and I came into my room, and I started hugging my sister, and I started to cry on her shoulders. And I cried because it sucks feeling something for someone and then having to tell them something that they're not understanding of yet, or they just don't get it and don't see past of the label. That's the shitty part. That's why I was crying. I wasn't crying because, you know, he didn't say what I wanted him to say. That's not why. But I learned from everything that has happened to me in life that no matter who I am and no matter what I do, anyone, everyone, doesn't matter who, they're always going to come and bring you down. They're always going to try and bring you down. And as much as I wish this would have gone my way, it didn't. So I'm okay now. And honestly, like, I found someone who I genuinely like vibe with, and things are like going okay. You know, I haven't known him long enough, but I really like how he is as a person. He's older than me, so let's see how things go. So yeah, this is how I come out as transgender to a guy. Everyone has the different ways. Everyone tells them before they meet them. Everyone tells them after they meet them. Some people, like, if my friend literally told me, she was like, bitch, you're fucking bold for telling someone up in person. Like, who does that? Like, bitch, things can go fucking sideways when you're telling someone you're trans. But I just felt so safe with him. Like, I was just like, I'm trans, you know? And yeah, that I can't change anything. I can't change who I am. And I love myself and I love who I am. So I'm not going to be ashamed of it. But I also want people to judge me off of who I am as a person, not because of what my label says, basically. So that's it for today. Sorry guys, I'm feeling myself. I'm going out with the guy, the one I genuinely like dig or whatever. Do I look pretty yet? I always look pretty. Anyways, if you want to continue following my fucking social shit and like crazy shit going on, bitch, I went out with some guy just a couple nights ago and he fucking almost killed me. Like, I put this on everything. I'm not even joking. I posted on my Snapchat and shit. You're missing out if you're not following me on fucking Snapchat. You have to follow me right now. Right fucking now. Right now. And on Instagram too. Any followers. So I'm going to leave all that information under the description box. So if you want to follow me, bitch. But yeah, I think I'm going to do a story time about it because I think I'm okay to talk about it. Like, I was honestly a little scared for like the day and like the second day too. Like, it was just, bitch, the shit I go through, the shit men fucking put me through. If you want to continue watching me, subscribe to my motherfucking channel and press the motherfucking thumbs up, and also turn on the motherfucking bell notification so you get notified when I post a new video, because everyone needs to be notified ASAP. ASAP or ASAP? ASAP, I think. I don't know. One of those things. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new, because, bitch, I learn new things every fucking day. Either in bed, in person, in bed, mainly, but... So, yeah, continue watching me because I appreciate it so much. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Ciao.